If you are trying to figure out which baby carrier is best, you are definitely in the right place. I have tested 5 different kinds of baby carriers, and I'm gonna break it down for you, pros and cons for each of them. I will be comparing the Copper Pearl hip carrier, the Tushbaby hip carrier, the Artipoppe carrier, the Solly Baby wrap carrier, the WildBird ring sling, and the Copper Pearl sling carrier. Okay, let's start with the Solly Baby carrier. I got this when I was pregnant with my son, and for reference, he is 19 months old now. So just over a year and a half. And I used this quite a lot when he was a newborn. So right when I brought him home from the hospital all the way till he was probably about 2 months old. I think that they have a lot of really aesthetic, beautiful, fun designs, which I love. And I also love the material. It's super lightweight, snuggly, and soft for newborns. This is definitely something that I would gift any of my pregnant friends, and I would recommend them to get. Although I feel like the amount of time that you'll use this is pretty limited, because I don't think I used it once after the age of probably 2 or 3 months, just because I felt like the fabric was so light that it didn't offer as much support for my son, the heavier that he got. I will also say that putting this on took a lot of practice. It's definitely not intuitive, and there's already like so many different hurdles when you're just bringing home a baby that it can feel overwhelming just trying to figure out how to put on a carrier so that you can pick up your baby. So if you do opt for the Solly Baby carrier, I would highly recommend watching the tutorial and trying to figure it out while you're still pregnant. That's what I did, and it made it a lot easier for using it the first few times when I actually had my son to put in it. That being said, this is definitely not the ideal carrier for those grab and go moments. If you're gonna be going to the grocery store, going on outings, this is not something that I would recommend or reach for. This is great if you're in those early newborn days and you just want to wear your baby like kind of practicing some skin to skin or just having cozy slow mornings around the house. This is great. Otherwise, I'm probably not gonna be reaching for it. If you're looking for a carrier that is great for those quick grab and go moments, really fast up and downs, if you have a child that is walking, I would recommend this carrier right here. This is the Copper Pearl hip carrier. This one is definitely not as snuggly as a wrap, but it is definitely a favorite, and it's super practical. You put it on just like a belt, then you pick up your child, set them right on top, and then you can just go right on into whatever store you're going to or continue on with any task. Another huge perk of this carrier is that it has tons of extra pockets, because if you're a mom, you know that we never have enough hands to carry everything we need to carry. So that is especially great. Copper Pearl is also the only hip carrier that is made in natural linen. Most hip carriers are made from polyester, which can trap heat, and their linen fabric feels cooler, lighter, and softer against the skin, offering better airflow and all-day comfort. Okay, let's talk Artipoppe. This carrier has been with me from day one. I also got this carrier when I was pregnant, and I have used it all the way to present day. Although I will say, once my son started walking, that's definitely around the time that my use of this carrier dropped. Compared to the Solly Baby wrap, this carrier offers a lot more structure, so I felt like it grew with my son a lot better. Also similar to the Solly Baby wrap, this carrier does have a little bit of a learning curve, but I used it so much that it really became like second nature to me, and I didn't have to think twice about it after probably just a few weeks of using it. I wouldn't consider that too big of a barrier to entry. At the same time though, this does take a minute to put on and then to get your baby comfortable in it. So it's definitely not as fast as the Copper Pearl hip carrier. The other reason that I don't prefer this carrier to the Copper Pearl hip carrier is because of the structure, actually, which is something that I did really like when my son was younger. But now that he is moving so much, I feel like he doesn't like feeling so restricted inside of a carrier. And because this comes all the way up his back, he's not able to fully rotate and twist and kind of see what he wants to see. He is instead kind of held pretty tightly against my chest. So if I was gonna be going on a long walk, or maybe we were gonna go on a hike and I was hoping to get him to fall asleep during that time, I would put this on. But if I'm gonna be going into a grocery store or I'm running around the house doing things and I know my toddler wants to be held right now, but he might not want to be held in a minute or two, I would reach for that hip carrier. The copper pearl sling carrier, I think, is a beautiful mix of the Artipoppe wrap and the copper pearl hip carrier because it holds your baby very close to you. It's great for those soft, slow, snuggly moments, but you're also able to put it on and pick up your baby within a matter of seconds. It is super easy and intuitive, which is great. It's built for interruptions and shorter carries. You just slide it on, adjust it once. You can hold your baby close and sway naturally, and it's just especially helpful for those moments when your baby needs gentle rocking, but your arms need a break. Compared to other high-quality carrier brands, Copper Pearl's noticeably more supportive and well-constructed than low-cost marketplace alternatives. A padded shoulder strap adds extra comfort, acting like an extra arm for added support. And it also features a built-in stash pocket for essentials like your phone, baby wipes, or small snacks, plus a convenient D-ring to attach a binky clip and keep within reach. And if you compare this style of carrier to like the Solly Baby wrap, it's a night and day difference in terms of ease of use. And I feel like it does give a very similar effect in terms of having that kind of snuggle and closeness. I also own the WildBird ring sling carrier, but I don't know truthfully how honest I can be in giving you a review of it because I have only used it one time. The reason I only ever used it once was because it was so hard for me to figure out how to use it, and I was just so frustrated by the time that I finally got it on that I was kind of put off by it. And then also when I put my son in the carrier, I felt like I still needed to hold him. Like maybe I had it on him incorrectly, but I was worried that he was gonna slip out the bottom or something. It just didn't feel super secure. And yeah, I don't know. I used it the one time and I never went back for it. So I'm keeping it. I'm thinking maybe I'll give it another try whenever I have the next baby. I do think it's beautiful. It's this great linen material. It's a neutral, and I love the aesthetic of it. But just in terms of practicality and use, this didn't hit those marks for me. Lastly, I have my Tushbaby hip carrier, and as you can probably tell just by looking at it, this is a pretty direct competitor to the Copper Pearl hip carrier. There are a lot of similarities between the two. With this Tushbaby, as you can tell, there's a zipper here, and there's also storage big enough to fit probably a diaper, some wipes, small snacks. They also have a little D-ring so that you could connect a binky or something else. Also similar is this little pocket that opens up, great to be able to fit your phone. And then there's also a little slot here that you could put some other things in. And then over here, there is also a little pocket that you could fit a bottle or water bottle in. So you might be thinking, okay, so where are the big differences? With the Copper Pearl carrier, I will say that there are two pouches. So there's one for baby's water bottle or bottle, and then one for mom's, which is so nice. And Copper Pearl, which I also mentioned earlier, they are the only ones who make this in a linen fabric, which is just chef's kiss. I feel like it is so much more breathable and it looks nicer, more luxe than the Tushbaby carrier. Also, the Tushbaby carrier was created to be a hip seat for your toddler, whereas the Copper Pearl hip carrier was created to be more of a actual carrier and to distribute the weight more evenly for moms across the hips. So this one was made to be more ergonomic and again, like a traditional carrier rather than a sit-only tool. Now that my son is a full-blown toddler, the only carriers that I'm reaching for now are the Copper Pearl carriers. So if you are a mom to a toddler and you're looking for that kind of support to take it out of your arms and your back, then the Copper Pearl carriers are the way to go. So if you're trying to pick a baby carrier, I hope that this comparison video helped you. I will have all of the carriers linked down in the description box below. If you are planning on shopping for or for purchasing a carrier from Copper Pearl, please go through the link also included in the description box below and use my code Elizabeth Carriers. And please, in the comments, do let me know what your favorite carrier is and if there are any other videos that you would like to see next. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.